She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop.
What's up, y'all? How is everybody doing? Ooh, I had a rough day. I said, let me jump on here and see what y'all doing, child. Ooh, I had a rough day. Ooh, a very bad day, y'all. I'm trying to. Ooh, child, it's been a tough one. Child, I had to go evict somebody. Ooh, Lord, it's been a real hard day. I just really be trying to help people, y'all, but you just can't help everybody, you know. So I was a little down about that. I really be trying to help folks, but sometimes in helping somebody, you will fuck yourself up. So yeah, I was a little bit down because I had to go and, had to evict somebody, child. But what y'all up to? What y'all got going on? Listen, I wanted to jump on here too because I wanted to talk about that video that I posted with regards to Kevin Jr., y'all know Traci's son. Because I know y'all had a lot of stuff to say, in the chat with regards to, that video that I had posted about, the son and the father pretty much sitting down doing that interview. Oh, somebody said you can't, they will pull you under. Ooh, I know. And it's just, I be really trying to help. Sometimes I be thinking I be trying to help people and I want to see them more than they want to see their damn self do good. So I'm just at the point, I'm like, you know what? I can't do it. Like, I just can't. People, ooh, they a trip, child. You can go out of your way for a person and they won't give a F-U-C-K. Ooh, hi, everybody in the chat. Yeah, I'm learning the hard way. I just can't, I be trying to help people because shit, I felt like when I was growing up, I didn't have enough help. So I'd be happy to help somebody, but they don't appreciate that, honey. They would take your ass for granted and act as if you supposed to do shit for them. I'm just like, woo, child, where do these people come from? But what did y'all think about that video though? Like, I watched it. I really feel sad that we have, Traci is gone, and then she has, her husband and then her son, but it just seemed like something is going on. Somebody say I tried, but they turn around because me. Girl, listen. I'm over it. Like I just don't even want to do it anymore. Yeah, girl, they'll cuss you out, try to fight you as if yes. Whew, I had a long day. And I kind of beat myself up about it because, like I said, I really be trying to help people. Like I be trying to help people. Like, ooh, I'm gonna help them, and then they gonna be able to do this. And child, they don't be doing nothing but trying to use your ass. They be trying to use you. So I hate, like, I literally hate to have to do stuff like that. Girl, I walk my ass down in that office and file that eviction. You got to get the fuck out. You got to get out of here. Like, I can't do it no more. Like, I'm not finna go to jail for knocking nobody out. For what? So yeah, I had to do what I had to do. But like I was saying, I just hate to see Tracy's husband and her son, especially by it only being them two, and obviously he has a son. But we know the damn Braxtons ain't trying to, include them in nothing. So just to see them like in that uncomfortable situation, if you watch that interview, I was just like, oh, this is so sad. And the son just seemed like he just felt like it just me, y'all? Did y'all watch it? I'm gonna bring it back up. Cause he just seemed like he was so uncomfortable. And I'm just like, why did this boy seem like I'm gonna rewind it and show y'all. He just seemed so uncomfortable. I'm gonna bring it up. He seemed so uncomfortable. Let me see if I can share the screen. I don't know if y'all saw this, but I was talking about this interview right here where Tracy's son, I think it's been about 3 days ago, but they had sat down and they did this interview together. And it seemed so awkward. I'm gonna play it because maybe y'all didn't see it. Let me play it a little bit.
Oh, yo.
Yes, indeed. Sessions with Surat. Just want to get back on track. We know the time has changed, and do a quick check-in. I mean, you got my main man, Junior here. No, not Junior. You Junior. BK Junior, right?
BK Junior.
All right, man, I slipped up. But your mom did that, man. So I like it though. I like it. What's up, kid? How you been, man?
I've been better. How are you?
I can't go, no complaints, man. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know, stand steadfast with it, and missing my baby every day. But I think she really loved the united front that we have.
No doubt.
We're keeping it moving.
Now, I wanted to say this too because somebody, a lot of people had put this in the chat, and I'm not making fun, at all about, this situation because, hey, it isn't really nothing to make fun of. As I thought about this, y'all, and as I watched this video, I think maybe Kevin may have a small disability or something. I think that is probably something that I kind of overlooked. Maybe the way that he's acting is related to something else. Did y'all maybe think that? Because after I watched it and I was reading some of y'all comments, I was like, you know what? I thought originally that like something was wrong with him, but then I think I kind of forgot about that. And then when I was watching the video, I wasn't really thinking about it. But then when I was reading y'all comments, y'all was like, I think he has and I'm like, you know what? I think he does. Did y'all see that? Did y'all notice that maybe he has something else going on? Because after I thought about that, I said, well, maybe the only awkward part was maybe he does have something going on and it kind of came off as awkward, but I don't know. Maybe that was it, but I think he does kind of have something going on.
A lot of things have changed.
Few things have changed, yeah.
Few
things have changed. I won't, New year. Yeah. How about you?
You keep dazzling.
I'm not dazzling.
A lot's going on with your transition, man.
Yeah, I'm dating now, so.
Okay.
I mean, I've been dating for a little bit. She cool peoples.
Okay.
Yeah, so trying to work hard, that's it.
Yeah. It's just this Trump era, it ain't no joke with the job market.
God.
You know, the federales, they on pause right now, and
Sure is.
you know.
Also, y'all, I wanted to say something else. Did y'all hear when his dad said, I don't know if he was just referencing like the job market period, but did y'all get the indication that he looking for a job? Because I just started when he said that, I said, now, is he saying that the job market is just bad, or is he looking for a job? Did y'all catch that part where he was like saying about the job? I didn't know if it was just conversation with regards to the job market is bad, because I'm like, you know, he owns the rights to everything with regards to his mother. So I was like, I hope he ain't looking for a job, because I mean, with everything that he has with regards to his mother, he can do so many things. I said, so a job should be probably the last thing he's thinking of. But then I thought about it. He probably doesn't know what to do with everything he has. Because think about it. I mean, if you take into consideration his age, I mean, he probably doesn't really know what to do. But I didn't understand when his dad was talking about the job market. I didn't understand if he was, you know, looking for a job or if that was just general conversation.
It's serious right now in reference to our current state of being, but we're making the best of it. It sound like that's cool, man. Wanted to get the session started back up, man, and just kind of see where we at. You know, we are the next to kin with Trey, and you know, I think a lot of cases people want to kind of like forget about her legacy, and I think it'll definitely be us that keep it moving. You know what I mean? To the best of our ability.
I don't think that's the case. I don't think they want to forget about her legacy. I think it's been so much that has transpired, and like so much like hands that's been involved. No one really knows where to like go from there next.
What you mean?
Well, you know, she had her team. She had her team and stuff, and great team. You know, I like what they done for my mom's career. But I feel like it was a point where two different entities wasn't like going. You know, it was clashing. So I think that was the biggest thing. Now I'm just trying to move forward so we can go ahead and build on the legacy she already left off at. You know, she has the foundation. She still has music that can be released and stuff. And you know, with the show, they're still trying to at least show her as much as they can. Now, only thing that I can say is she was the glue. And I think with that happening is, you know, when glue loosens, you know, it goes away. And I think that's like the biggest thing. And I was hoping for.
Now, when he said that, and I read what y'all was saying in the chat, when glue loosens, it goes away. What the hell? I'm confused. When glue loosens, it goes away. Now, I ain't never heard that one now. He had me with that one. When the glue loosens, it goes away. What?
This season, they have the Braxtons. It'll be me still being on there to at least give, or at least tell a story, and just be that person that can be the mouthpiece of her.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you, totally.
Now, y'all, with that particular part, he actually wanted to go back to the show. And I was like, wow, because I was thinking, you know, that maybe he didn't want to be back on the show. But did y'all catch the part where he said he wanted to go back and be on the show to kind of talk about Traci and, you know, things related to her? They sure didn't ask him back. Let me rewind that for a second.
She was the glue. And I think with that happening is, you know, when glue loosens, you know, it goes away. And I think that's like the biggest thing. And I was hoping for this season they have the Braxtons. It'll be me still being on there to at least give, or at least tell a story, and just be that person that can be the mouthpiece of her.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you totally, wholeheartedly. And I'm gonna tell you that one of the biggest problems, Kevin, and you know, I tell people that's been in a marriage for decades or years, they understand the valleys and peaks about marriage. But when you go and try to discount the primary next to kin, and that was me, I really feel like God will speak. he will speak to it. And the vices and the strongholds that try to discount that will have to answer. And that's the bottom line. And I really feel like that, you know, when you stand before God and you take those vows that's given, you have to really understand that there's protection in that. And when you live that, you understand it. I'm not outside looking in it. You know what I mean? I was in it. And that was the whole, how old are you?
Almost 30, I'm 29.
Right. So our marriage was the same age as your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in that, there are parameters. Now, I can sit back and listen to people say that she said, he said, we said, they said, but I know what me and her said. You know what I mean? And there was different times that there were conversations in reference to. So now that I look back, it's been 3 years and some change. Now that I look back on the journey that me and my wife had, one, we created a nice life. And that life I'm talking about is you, a beautiful life. As a young man, you know what I mean? We were able to pour into the situation to the best of our ability.
Yeah.
And so then I looked, you know what I found out too? We were married almost the same amount of time as your grandparents. I didn't realize that. And when people step to a situation and see it as such, I thank God for it, because that's the only answer I'm gonna have with that. And I'm gonna build off of what she wanted from the perspective of what we did. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with you, but one thing I can say, I think we say next to kin, because next to kin is kids. That's kin. When we come down to kin, that's gonna be kin. You know, when it comes to marriage, that's matriarch. So that's who you marry, you know, to come bring the families together. When you say, you know, you want to continue on what she's already started, what y'all two already started, that can never be stopped. But you and mother had can never be stopped. You know, you can always build off of what y'all two already established when y'all was married. That can't, no one can take that from you at all.
To death did us part.
Exactly. But when it comes to everything else that essentially, I won't say it don't matter, but it's a platform there. It's able to be used. And you just build it from there. Whether or not you still have a piece of her. You always will have a piece of her.
I would never let anything, any person take that.
As you shouldn't.
Because
I mean,
one thing
you was
about
married to her and you wasn't divorced, you would stay with her till she passed. So there's nothing that anyone can say to change the narrative of which I already had.
When I look at it, you know, at first I was kind of upset that I was left alone with her the day that she passed. But then I thought about it as time moved, and I sat in that room until the funeral home came, and I said, I get it. It took me a while to get it, you know what I mean? But I did get it that last week, and her passing on the day that it snowed. You know, she passed 5 days before Tamar's birthday. So I'm like, the timing, and then a couple of weeks before her birthday, because their birthdays were close, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so I look at the whole thing, and once I was able to really tune into it, because I have a lot of naysayers come to me and they say stuff like, let it go. Why you this? Why you that? And none of them lived in it. You know what I mean? So the naysayers to me are individuals who didn't live that life, who don't understand that life. I guarantee you the majority of them are that. So with that, building her legacy and making sure she never is discounted. Because that's one thing that really bothered her. That was a part of her having her own management team. That was a part of her creating her own image and likeness. That was the reason she did it, because she felt like she wasn't getting it, and she wasn't gonna let it fly no more. Yeah. That's one thing. No, I'm talking about one thing about, and I agree. One thing about her, she did and met her dreams and aspirations the way she wanted to do it.
Right.
She did that. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I think I said this before. There were days I'd be like, Trey, even me and you talk one time, you know what I mean? Me and you talk about the monetary piece that you like, you know, she ain't capitalized on it, but she did. She capitalized on what she wanted, what she dreamed about. When she did Blues Alley, I said, wow, that right there did it for me. She stepped into that alley and that stage and she did her thing. And Mikey came and he, you know, did a duet with her. So all this stuff, we can sit back. I was watching the episode today. I watched the episode today. Well, I watched one yesterday in reference to her. Remember when she did the cancer walk?
Oh yeah. I see my old teacher that day too.
Yeah, that's right. And she did. When she, this was hilarious, man. Remember when she said my albino sisters?
I remember y'all saying that.
Oh my God, man! And she said to all my women with the below the waist cancer, whatever you want to call it. And then she said to all my albino women, you should have seen your grandfather's face. Mine's too.
Albino women.
I said, and then the camera went to all these people in the crowd.
See, I don't know where I was at for that. I didn't see that part.
Your mom was a comedian, man, and then she did the walk.
Yeah.
And that walk was just yesterday here.
It was?
Yeah.
It didn't get rained out?
No, actually, no. It was nice. The Susan.
It was a Susan awareness or
Susan B something, I think.
Yeah.
But she did that, man, and I laugh at some of that things she used to do. But once upon a time, she like.
Y'all funny in the chat. Leticia Smith, even Kevin Jr. divorced. Ooh, the whole family. Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, everybody divorced, done got married two and probably 3 times. Even like, you know, you put in the chat, Kevin Jr. is even divorced. So hey, you know, Traci and her husband was married the longest. And regardless to whatever problems they had, the thing that people fail to realize is they managed to stay together. Like they managed to stay together. And that's one thing that none of them managed to do with either of their spouses. Like Tawanda's on her second husband. I think Trina on her third husband.
Why are you doing that?
She was her own self.
She was her own self, kid.
That's why I feel like, you know, when you say a lot of things like that, you know, her own self and what she would say out of her mouth, I thought the same thing about Lauren. Because Lauren had the same kind of spirit that my mom had.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, why would you even, like, what are you doing? But everybody found it funny. I was like, she's not funny, y'all. Like, why y'all think she's funny? She's not funny.
I used to say the same thing about your mom.
But everyone loved her. I'm like, okay, just keep doing your thing. I can't shut you up at this point. So, hey, love, if that's how you want to say things and do things, by all means. And that was like another, like, you know, like I say, glue. You feel me? A lot of these things that happen and the tragedies is like, damn, they're not here no more. So what can we do to pick up the pieces?
You know, your mom really fell in love with Lauren because of. You know what the because of is?
I feel like there was a light. Like
definitely. That's why she felt that daughter.
Yeah.
You know, mom connection. And Lauren was kind of pushed out. And your mom felt that too, at a good point. She said this to me. Huh?
Only because of Mikey?
No, tell me what you about
Nah, because I don't... Because that's speaking on Mikey's character too. I don't feel like that's cool.
So, I lived it. So, like, everything that I speak on, I saw it.
I understand that.
So I'm not talking about nobody's character, and they're already talking about things this season in reference to characters. So I'm not going to talk about anyone's character. I'm gonna talk about.
She got pushed out.
Well, it could be a lot of ways she was pushed out. Tell me what you think I'm thinking about.
Pushed out. I have a few ideas what you mean by being pushed out. I mean, I don't feel like she got pushed out. I feel like just how on our side of the states, we got this side, that side, we got LA side.
So I lived it, right? And so what I mean by I lived it, I held both of them in my arms and they was babies.
I understand
right?
that.
So do you remember their mother?
I never.
Yeah, I remember their mother, right? So it's not like I wasn't there. I was 100% there.
I'm not saying you wasn't there.
So what I'm saying is when I say push out, I can say it from a whole lot of levels.
So we
because Ashley just talked about what she went through, right?
Yeah.
So I knew what she was going through on many levels, and myself and your mom used to talk about this. So it's not like I don't know all these different levels of what happened. And as far as me going into details, I'm not going to do that. Not on this. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying to you is, I want people to understand that there's so many people that said, Traci said, Traci said, Traci said.
Well, now we here.
So what I'm saying is,
But now we here.
okay, what I'm saying to the naysayers, my wife said so much to me over the decades, and I've seen things over the decades. You ever been to South Carolina?
Nah.
I have.
I drove through there, that's it.
No, I've been to South Carolina.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So I have Jacksons in my family, and the Jacksons of South Carolina are down there too. So what I'm saying is, I have a lot of history that I lived from the beginning to the end. And I know that's a part of why some don't want me involved in the project. Because I can speak on a lot of stuff. Trust and believe that. See, the thing started to bloom when the Braxtons came on. But when we was in the dark, the first tour, I showed you a picture of the first tour, you know what I mean? I know about the cosmetic stuff, all that. But I want her legacy not to die. That's the key.
That's the only conversation. That her legacy.
I got you, but you're not going to discount. You're not going to discount what me and her lived.
But one thing,
one
thing I'm doing, myself, I'm not discounting you. I think you got that wrong with me. That's not me doing it. I'm telling you that we were able to still do things with our legacy. We're able to still explore and still.
I don't need nobody to. No, I don't need. What I'm saying is, I don't need nobody to tell me. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why.
I'm telling you because
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why.
What I feel right now is you're saying like I want to do this and that, but these people in the back, I'm like, okay, right now we're focused on right now what we can do today. But we can't change yesterday.
No. I'm not saying. No. I'm not trying to change. I'm not trying to change.
We need to figure out how to move forward with our legacy.
Oh, that's gonna happen.
And do better as a legacy. Like I say, she has the foundation. We know the stuff that she left off. Y'all,
let me just say this. I cannot stand. Now I know Kevin Jr. is an adult, but to his father, he still see him as his child. I can't stand when they don't listen and try to overtalk. Shut up and listen to what your father is trying to tell you. How are you going to tell somebody something about a situation that you were not even there for? Like, I was just like, oh my goodness. He's just wanting to overtalk him. He's trying to explain to him. This is the part that I just didn't like.
He loved with the kids, doing the dance, the arts and stuff. She has music. There's so much stuff we can do, and it's just about how we do it.
See, I don't want you to misunderstand what I'm saying, Kevin. All right? I mean, like, say, for example, it's a thing that's stuck in the mind right now. Like that comment you made, I was born into this, he married into this. If you understand that, you would have never said that. You would have never said that. But I understand the influences that were involved in that. What I'm saying to you is this. And with my wife, legally, I was next to kin, right? I understand there was a will.
There's kids. That's kin.
With my wife, I was next to kin.
We can look it up, but kin is kids.
I understand.
But you was the matriarch, you was the person that married to them, but kin is kids.
All right.
It gets passed on to the kin, which is the kids.
I'm not talking about passing on. I'm talking about
Next to kin, which would be kids.
Okay.
It gets passed down to the kin.
You Google it. So what I'm saying to you is, it's important to understand that me and her made.
No, we're gonna have the fans fact check it.
Okay. Me and.
Y'all, did y'all see that part? He's trying to tell his son that him being Traci's husband, he's next to kin. Now, y'all can look this up. We can look at the comments afterwards. The husband is next to kin. Kevin Jr. is saying kin means kids. No, it does not. But this is crazy. Like, next to kin is the husband. Now, if she didn't have a husband, it would be the kids. So this is what I'm saying when I said, like, he just doesn't want to listen. It's just like, I don't understand, like, where this relationship came from between, the father and the son. So he's just not listening at all. I'm gonna rewind it a little bit.
That's kin.
With my wife, I was next to kin.
We can look it up, but kin is kids.
I understand.
But you was the matriarch, you was the person that married to them, but kin is kids.
All right.
It gets passed on to the kin, which is the kids.
I'm not talking about passing on. I'm talking about
Next to kin, which would be kids.
Okay.
It gets passed down to the kin.
You Google it. So what I'm saying to you is, it's important to understand that me and her made.
No, we're gonna have the fans fact check it.
Okay. Me and your mom made you.
Yeah, no doubt.
We raised you. We did our best to make sure you had the lifeline before you. One of my biggest things is that you continue to grow as a man as you are, so that you can take care of your son to the best of your ability, the way we did it to the best of our ability, and I know it's in you. That's the goal. That's the positioning. That's the lifeline. You know what I mean? I can listen to a lot of your mom's music, and I can understand where she's coming from. But as a man, I got married to your mom at the age that you are right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you came at the age that you are right now. So it's just about making sure that yourself and my other namesake, Kevin III, Jr., is good before I depart this earth. And nobody else is gonna give it like that. I know nobody in this universe is gonna give the input, the lifeline, the direction, the love in that fashion. So, as your uncle said, it's about putting respect on my name. You know what I mean? Because the bottom line is, there's some black men who don't even get that jest. They in the mix of the child support system. They in the mix of this. I've never been that in reference to you. I've never been a father that's not in the mix. So the level of respect is what I look for in reference to that as a man going into his 6th decade on this earth. You know what I mean? It's coming. I can't stop that train. I said, God dang, it's here.
It's here and it's coming.
It's coming. But the beautiful thing is, I want to make sure that, the lifelines are good. So with that, we can debate all day about a lot of things. It's what we're going to build into.
That's what I was trying to say.
Because debating is good. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? It's good to do. Like, individuals was talking about when me and you had a disagreement and how it manifests. All I'm going to say is men disagree. Men go through stuff. But one thing about men, we're less emotional, so we bring it back together. One thing I loved about my marriage was me and your mom went through some stuff, but it just circled right back in, and we just was like back on that. You know what I mean? She talked about one time how she never seen how her parents made up. And I thought about it. I was like, damn, we did that too. So communication is important. And I look forward to just building off of the direction that I know her legacy craves and wants.
That's all it's about.
And that's it. I think we both saying the same thing, you know what I mean, in reference to that. So when we come back, we're gonna talk about some other.
So from my understanding, I believe Traci did leave everything to her son. I don't know why, but from my understanding, I believe she did. I know at one point we had read the will. I just don't remember, but I believe everything was left to her son. I don't necessarily believe that she left it to her son because she didn't trust her husband, because I don't think nobody finna be married to nobody for no damn near 30 years that they don't trust. So I don't know what y'all think. But I believe, I'm almost certain though that she did leave everything to her son. All right, what y'all saying? Towanda didn't allow little Kevin to come back on the show because she didn't want his dad involved. She says nobody should be on the show who doesn't carry the last name Braxton. Yeah, they didn't want the dad on the show at all. And when I watched this, little sit down, one of the things he said was he knows a lot. And I don't think, that it's his intention to like come out and just kind of blast them. But, maybe they just don't want him on the show because he knows a lot and, they don't probably want him to say anything, but I don't think that he would. I mean, it's not like he's going out, trying to expose them. Now, I was on his Instagram page and he was saying a lot of stuff. He didn't mention any names, but he was saying something about, people who were married, who had abortions by other men. I was thinking he was talking about the Braxtons. Now, he ain't said no names, but I believe I mean, think about it. He's been with Traci for about 30 years. I think he said they were, I think he's known Traci for over 30 years. They were married for about 29 years. So just think about all of the stuff that Traci would have shared with him if he didn't know it by firsthand. So of course he know a lot of stuff. I just think too that they just don't like him. And if you look at the dynamic of the show, they don't respect men. Like I just don't. I didn't see a lot of situations where they actually respected the men. That's just my thoughts. Little Kevin has been influenced and brainwashed by Towanda, so he's too far. He wants validation from the Braxtons so bad. Once Towanda and Trina used him up last season, they threw him to the curb. I mean, what about when he came into town and they had the boy stand at the damn hotel? I'm just like, his mother passed away. That would have been the perfect opportunity for y'all to invite him over to your house where he can be with family. And y'all put the boy in the damn hotel and he done had a what did he have? He had had a seizure or something. So I thought that was really weird. I thought that was weird when I watched it on the show because you can kind of tell from his demeanor that he needs to be around, his family and people to, show him love. But the fact that they had the boy staying in a hotel, I was like, that's just crazy. Ronick says, Towanda doesn't want anyone on the show that makes her pass her shine. She has not done much in her marriages, and for Traci's son and widowed father to become a fan favorite would be devastating. Oh, it sure would, honey, because think about it. Tamar has become fan favorite. Towanda, like you said, hasn't really done nothing. She really hasn't done nothing. And the fans would have definitely been into this story, which is crazy because, I mean, I would have thought that's what they would have wanted, story, but obviously not. he knows everything, and him and Traci stayed together. None of the sisters' first marriages lasted, even their mommies. Right. All that space in them homes, and he was alone in the hotel after traveling. Right. That's what I said. I'm like, you have all of these sisters in one location, and you telling me nobody had a bedroom? And listen, that is how you know how they really felt about Traci. Because first of all, Traci isn't here. Wouldn't this be the perfect opportunity to basically take her son under your wing and show him the love that obviously, his mother is gone and they couldn't even do that? That's how you know that they full of SHIT. That is how you know that Towanda has done something. She has stolen from all of a sudden. Yeah, Towanda ain't nothing but a damn thief. That we do know. The husband got some things as well, but her main stuff, like her likeness. Yes. You're right. Yes, the husband did get some stuff. He didn't. So yeah, I'm glad you said that. So the husband did get stuff. He didn't get Traci's likeness. So absolutely. So Kevin Jr. can, do all sorts of things using his mom's name. Thank you for saying that. So yes, you are absolutely right. So he did get something. He sure did. Yes, you're right. And honestly, you just made me remember, in the will, Traci has several accounts. And she did leave some accounts to him. I just can't remember, y'all. It's been such a long time. And I believe it's going on 4 years. Like this year coming up, it's going to be 4 years since Traci has been gone. So you're right. She did leave him something. Traci always felt left out. Them sisters, yeah, she did. Towanda is the ringleader. You notice Tamar and Tony don't speak on Big Kev, only Trina and Towanda. That's true. That is very true. And isn't that crazy though? You said the grandmother could have took him in. I just don't understand her role. Like, she don't really act like a grandmother to me. Like, it's just, I don't understand her role. She just doesn't really act like a grandmother. Traci and Kevin both cheated on each other. He cheated first and she cheated back to get her. Wait. She cheated first and wait a minute, let me read this again. Traci and Kevin both cheated on each other. He cheated first and she cheated back to get back. She admitted, oh, you said she admitted that on first season. Okay. So they was cheating on each other. I mean, here's the deal. If, he cheated on his wife and she accepted him back and they got, they fixed that, that's between them. Like, you can't tell nobody what to do in their relationship. I mean, whatever he said, they worked it out. They got back together. Listen, I ain't mad at them. They did all of that to get the views for first season, to try and make it about Traci. Whole time, Towanda and Trina had a plan to use that boy. The grandmama filed to, because why not step up for the boy? And if y'all remember too, when they had brought him on, not only did he have a seizure, do y'all remember he had missed his court appointment? That was during the time he was going through his divorce, and he was trying to get like custody of his son, but he ended up missing it, and his ex-wife ended up getting custody. So he had a lot going on at that time. He had a lot going on. A lot. Evelyn do not give. Yeah, she don't give grandma vibes at all. And I don't know if y'all saw this last episode when she was trying to get a date. I'm just like, lady, listen, hopefully I live to be an old lady. But listen, if I'm going to be her age trying to get a date, at some point you going to have to stop with all of that. What do Evelyn think she going to get at her age? Ma'am, yes, come on now. The older you get, things start looking a little, less and less. So she goes on a date with this guy that they're trying to get to be her date at the wedding. And I'm just like, this lady be doing too much. She's a 70-year-old Tamar. She look good. Now, I ain't gonna say the lady don't look good. She looks good, but I'm just saying, ma'am, you're not, you're 70. Like, I mean, you be glad to get anybody. I'm just saying. Too busy, too busy trying to be cute. That's right. That's probably why they dad rolled out. Yeah, family be in their feelings. Traci forgave him, so they needed to be respecting her love for him. They got together young, and that's Traci's father. Like, why you want somebody to run around being bitter? I mean, why? Like, that's her father. Whatever the parents had really has nothing to do with Traci, to be honest. Like, she shouldn't have to pick a side. Like, you shouldn't want them to pick a side. Evelyn doesn't work. She wants to remain friends with her daughter so they can take care of her. And in all honesty, I mean, she's 70. I mean, I'm gonna give it to her. She don't really need to work at 70. Hey, they should be able to help their mama. I mean, I don't see no problem with that. I mean, she don't really seem like a grandmother. Like, I mean, somebody just put in the chat, it seemed like, she out here in these streets want to look cute. Yeah, she ain't giving grandmother vibes. Big Kevin going to tell it all. They better leave him alone. Yeah, he know everything. He definitely knows everything. I don't know why they hate the man so much. It's crazy. Did y'all hear the part of the interview when he said that he was left with Traci, during the, at the moment that she had passed? Did y'all hear that part? And then he had, had a funeral for her. They didn't show up, only to say Traci didn't want a funeral. I'm just like, that's so dumb. Whatever him and Traci decided to do, even if Traci said she didn't want a funeral, and as her husband, he decided that one of the things he needed to do to move forward in his healing was for her to have a funeral, I'm sure she wouldn't have cared. So it's just like, why are y'all so mad because this man decides to have a funeral for his wife? I mean, when you have a loved one that passes away, the funeral is really your last time to say goodbye. So just maybe he felt like he needed that. So that's just crazy that they want to hate this man for having a funeral and then wasn't there to support them. I'm just like, these people are crazy. They showed I can't even read today. Okay, they showed, how immature they was, but by not showing up. And it was mean and nasty. Like, this is your sister. All they had was each other. Father and son, that's all they had. So you mean no sister came? What is that? And do y'all see how they like band together with the foolishness? Like, it don't be like one sister didn't show up or two sisters. The whole damn family, they just band together with the foolishness. Just nobody stands up. They just, that's crazy. That's really crazy. Every time Tamar had a concert in the DMV, she always invite little Kevin and Tony's son Diesel to her shows on stage and then takes them out. Oh, that's so cool. But I don't know if y'all, got a chance to watch this last episode. Tamar was saying how she felt like they hated her. I feel like, with this family, we have saw obviously, how they treated Traci, which is crazy that they don't seem to know. And I think too, they're so used to doing it, they may not be aware of it. So that may be true that they are not aware. Now Traci's not here. It's kind of seeming like it's Tamar. I think it has always been Traci and Tamar. We'll see if Trina or Towanda get it, but you said, did the mama show up? Nobody showed up. Nobody. None of them showed up to her funeral. None of them showed up. Isn't that crazy? Nobody, meaning absolutely nobody from that family. Weird. I know. Yeah, that's very weird. I wish Kevin Sr. would tell who dropped little Kevin and cause him to be mentally impaired. Really? Bet it was Towanda. Where was I didn't know that somebody dropped him. Did y'all hear about that? I didn't know about that. Is that I thought they put something else in the chat. I don't know if that you said somebody dropped him. I have no idea. I didn't know that. I have no idea about the what's up there now saying that he got dropped. I don't know about that. If y'all know something about that, let me know. This is my first time hearing that. I thought he was um, born with something. I didn't know about that. But Trina said she was there, yes, as Traci took her last breath. I don't understand why they left him alone. Exactly. They were saying that they were there. And that could be too why they don't want him on the show, because they're not telling the whole story. Now, so here's the deal, y'all. They obviously was there at some point, because what did they do? They videotaped it and they put it on the show. So we know they were there at some point. Why they decide to videotape it, I mean, they could have kept it private. I didn't like when they put those pictures of her on the show, simply because I felt like those were moments when she was sick, and I felt like they should have kept that between them two. But they did put it on the show, and I believe her husband had expressed some issues with that. I thought he had said in an interview on that channel that he bees on that he didn't know that they were going to do that with that footage. Now, I could be wrong. If y'all didn't hear that, let me know. But yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Type of family that appears close from the outside, but on the inside they can't stand one another. And we seeing it on the show. Envy, jealousy, money is always the root. When they went to the DMV and went to Traci house. Oh, that's where you saying it happened? I don't know. I really gotta check that out. I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. Little Kev had to sign off on that. I hope he sees them for who they really are now. You know what? It don't seem like it. I mean, because this last interview with his father, it just seems like he may be looking for that attention, just because, for one, he lost his mother. He's young. He's not thinking. I don't think so. I mean, he said he wanted to be back on the show. So I'm not understanding why, if he wanted to be on the show, why they did not let him on the show. I assume that, maybe it was something mutual, because from watching him on the show, he does sometimes seem a little bit uncomfortable. So I thought that maybe, he just didn't want to be on the show. That's what I thought. But if you guys remember last season, Kevin Sr. said he had a contract and everything to go on the show, but they didn't want him on the show. So yeah, like I said, I didn't know that he wanted to be on there. Yes, it was so sad, because he said that if he know that if it was going to be video, he would have had the house cleaned up too. He didn't want his wife to be seen like that. Yes. Okay. So Benita, you did see it. I know. Yes. So she's referencing when I had mentioned that if y'all recall, when Traci was sick, they had took those videos of her, which Kevin Sr. said he didn't mind that, but he didn't know that they were going to put that on the show. They could have told the man that, so they put it on the show. I think he has been, I mean, we don't know these people or really nothing other than what we see, but he seems like he's been dealing with it. I mean, if he can remain calm, with all of the shit that they did, he can't be that damn bad, because I would have cussed their asses out a long time ago. He was impaired by 𝐟𝐨𝐫𝐿 and going through a divorce and missed his mom. He wants a connection with his with his side. He was going through a lot and probably would have embarrassed them. Okay. Oh, that would be nice. I wish Tamar would produce a show with the Kevins. Yeah, I would like to see them, to kind of talk about everything that they've been through, because we really haven't saw anything with regards to, I mean, we saw some clips when Kevin was on the show, Kevin Jr. was on the show, but not a whole lot of it. Kevin Jr. hasn't learned yet how to best utilize her likeness. Hopefully he will find the best way. Yeah, he's probably going to need some help. Hello, yes, I watched them, and it seemed like, to me, is that Kevin Sr. was trying to let the son know that it's them, and he's letting him know that he's there for him. So yeah, that's what I gathered from it. There was some difficult times throughout this conversation because the son, and like I said, I don't know if that's just how he acts, depending on what the symptoms are, of his certain disability. That could just be, how he is. Like I said, when I see him on the show, he seems sometimes uncomfortable. So maybe that's just the way he communicate. Maybe that's just the way he communicate. You said they related to the Jacksons. What are you? I have no idea. The Jacksons? I don't know, girl. Kelly, they do hate her. If you watch the old show, they always ganged up on her and gaslighted her. She always apologized to them. They never say sorry to her or hold themselves accountable. Yes, I always go back and watch the old stuff because I mean, who can really remember all of that? So yes, I know because I went back and watched a lot of it. It's really sad now to watch, being that she's not here. But yeah, I do. I have watched the older shows. Traci was little Kevin's protector. I remember when he hated Tamar and he hated Towanda, he called her Joanna Man. For real. I gotta go back and watch that. Kevin Jr. should inform them that the only way to speak on Traci is him on the show. Otherwise, leave him alone. Now, that is what he should do. That is what he should do. But, they may not too want to bring him on because, they got to pay him. That's more money they get to keep. Yes. Socially awkward. Tony's son has autism. People, perhaps he has a touch of something. Yes, that is so true. Yes, he could definitely have autism, and you are right. People with autism, they just, a lot of times they don't know how to, it's not that they don't know how to talk. They feel awkward. So a lot of times if you feel awkward, you kind of come off awkward. So yes, that's what I was thinking too. But because somebody else had put in the chat, whatever it was he had, I didn't see anybody say autism. But when I saw him, I was like, he just doesn't seem comfortable. And that could be one of the things. Only grandchild Miss E acts like a grandmother too is Logan. I feel she stays close to Logan to have control over Tamar, to be able to always wrangle her back into the family dynamic. Yeah, I'm wondering if Tamar gonna call this show quits, because in this most previous episode, she was talking about how, she had left the show and, now that she's back and it's kind of seeming like the same stuff. Yeah, I don't really see her with any of the other ones. I don't. Did the ex-wife get the house from little Kevin after the divorce? What do you mean, did the ex-wife? You know what? Now that's a good one, Benita. I believe, and if y'all know the answer, please put it in the chat. If y'all recall last season, he missed court and something happened with custody, and I believe it was the house. I believe, if I'm correct, I believe she may have gotten it because of something about him not going to court. But I could be wrong. I did believe that had happened because remember he had a seizure, he had missed court. It was a lot going on, and that's why I was like, why these folks didn't just let him stay at their house? But I believe that did happen. I believe that she did get the house. I believe that. I believe it. I believe that happened. Something happened with him. He missed, because if y'all recall, he had came down to film the show, and then he had to go back to court in Maryland. Oh, somebody put it in the chat. She took the house. Yep, that's what it was. Yep, yep. I remember something like that, but yeah, I think she did get the house. So the house that we're talking about is little Kevin. I would assume that his mom bought a house for him and his wife. She won the house. Somehow he missed court. If you guys recall, if you go back and watch last season, he ended up missing court because he had came down here to film for the show and he needed to be back there. And for some reason, he didn't make it back on time. Right. I think there was something on there about them rescheduling. I mean, obviously we don't know how that went because he never came back. But yes, it was something on there about them going back to court. But again, we don't really know how that happened because he never came back. Okay, right here. She won the house in the divorce. If I'm not mistaken, it's because, yeah, he missed the court. Yep, that was it. That's what I was saying. He ended up missing the court date because he had a seizure and he was down here. Yeah. So wouldn't that have been more reason for them to at least let him stay on the show? But of course they didn't. Okay. Towanda asked her to reschedule and she didn't. Well, they shouldn't have never really had him down here. They knew that he had to go to court. I mean, the least they could have did, knowing that he had to go to court, is let him stay at their home. And then I believe if he would have stayed at their home, maybe none of that would have happened. Do y'all remember last season where he was saying something about he was scared or something? And wasn't that Towanda making a joke about it? I believe he was mentioning about being scared. I'm not saying he was scared, like, scared in terms of, scared of ghosts and shit like that. I think he was saying he was scared to be by himself. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Towanda was making it out of a joke, but he was seriously saying at that time that he wanted to be around family. And the ex-wife said that she had called them and rescheduled his court date, but she did. Yeah. The family gave him no support during that time because they were getting anything. Yeah, they weren't getting anything out of it. Tamar, 2 divorces. Trina married. I knew Trina had been married 3 times. Towanda's second marriage. Traci only one was married. Traci only one was married for 28 years. Yeah, they were together for about 35 years. You forgot about Tony. Tony on second marriage too, right? Because she's married to Birdman. Yep. She got custody and she got the house. Yep. I remember because I was like, dang, he comes to film the show and pretty much lost everything. Filming and he still doesn't see them folks, right? I think the drugs and alcohol had his health messed up. I think that's why he lost the job at my husband's job, allegedly. Oh, huh. Could be. Could be. Could be. But nobody is trying to take him under their wing. No, that's messed up. That's messed up. That is really messed up. I'm just reading some of y'all comments. Let's see here. He look a little unkept too. So he hopefully, he get it together, but he does look a little unkept, honey. Them braids need to be rebraided, child. They look a mess. Them dang on braids look a mess. You said, I never liked Olivia. She kept a lot of stuff going too with the sisters, just like she lied to Traci at Trina wedding. See, I gotta go back and watch those. Them the old episodes. But he said that he is seeing someone now. I just pray for him now because the only one who cares about him is his dad. Yeah, it seems like, look, Kevin was more of a mama's boy. Yeah, those old episodes with Olivia, those was way back in the beginning. Way back in the beginning. Does anybody remember how long he was married to her? Because I saw a video of Traci, and I believe Traci was really skinny, and it was at their wedding. So I was a little bit confused. Do y'all know how long he was married to Olivia? Yes, Olivia is Kevin Jr.'s his ex-wife. That's who where he was divorced from her. And it seemed like she was 2 years. Yeah, it wasn't very long. That makes sense because I saw a video of Traci and I was thinking, I said, this must have been around the time Traci was getting sick because she was super skinny. And they were saying that was his wedding. So I was a little bit confused. But it seemed like, the wife could have tried to stick it out because they said, when Traci had passed away, I guess he had, if I remember correctly, allegedly, I thought they said they had a fight. But, I guess, by his mom passing away, he probably was going through some emotional stuff. I feel like if their, relationship was okay up until then, it seemed like they would have, she would have tried to work it out, but I guess not. They were too young for a child in marriage. Yeah, I get that they were trying to do the right thing. Yep, it didn't last. It didn't last. The first sign of trouble. Right. It wasn't the best time to get married, especially so early on. Yeah. He definitely still mourning. Yep. I get that. He definitely is. Tamar actually was married and divorced 3 times. She ended up marrying some producer when she was younger, then Vince, then married the white man. She sure was married 3 times. That is absolutely correct. It was somebody before Vince, and then the white guy. Ooh, child, 3 times. Oh, that's I guess some people just gonna get married by any means necessary. I have a cousin that's been married 3 times. She just married her 3rd dude. I'm like, girl, you gon' get married. If they got a divorce, she'll get married again. Some people gonna do it over and over again. The husband is over the kids. What you mean the husband is over the kids? Oh, yeah. Yeah, the husband is over the kids. Well, I think he was trying to, I think he was maybe thinking that he was saying something different because if y'all remember, Kevin Sr. was like, no, I'm not talking about stuff. I'm talking about next to kin. So I don't know what he was thinking. The Braxtons outside of Traci do not have successful relationships, along with health and financial issues. She is on the replay. Oh, she on the replay. Okay. That's the mess Towanda told him. Towanda. Towanda need to leave people kids alone because I ain't finna get on hers. Now she really need to leave people kids alone. Cause do Brooke ever talk? What's up, girl? You better leave people kids alone. It'll always be people like that want to be involved with other people kids. You need to be worried about your own. And did y'all see that they had Tawanda's daughter as her and Sean's son? I mean, her and Sean and Tawanda's daughter. That's what it said out there. I'm just like, ooh, that is so shady. That is so shady. Right. Big Kevin said, Google it, right. Yeah, he wasn't thinking. He was repeating what was said because Big Kevin was like, just Google it, because he was trying to say next to kin as if something happened. You're the next to kin, but he was saying, no, it's the kids. It comes to the kids. Next to kin mean the kids. And I'm just like, dude, you're not getting it. Right. He was repeating what was being told to him, but that clearly was not a part of the conversation. But y'all gotta watch. I don't know if y'all watched last week's episode or this week. I can't remember, but they said Brooke, Sean, and Tawanda's daughter. I was like, that girl daddy named Andre. So Towanda, she got the thing on there saying Sean and Tawanda's daughter. I'm like, right. I'm gonna need Andre to come to the front. Oh, the brother don't say nothing. Yeah, he don't say much. He don't say much or nothing. But some of y'all said in the comments that y'all felt like maybe Kevin Jr. was acting like that because he didn't want to get a cease and desist. I don't think they'll send him a cease and desist. I don't think, I think that he was acting like that based on what he's heard and what he's been told. That's just my thoughts. And then some of y'all was saying, that maybe his demeanor was like that based on how he saw Kevin treat his mother. That's what some of y'all was saying in the chat. And I just don't see Traci staying with somebody that's not treating her right. I feel like all relationships gonna have the ups and downs. So there is no perfect relationship. But I mean, obviously, they've had their situations. I don't think that, again, I wasn't there, but I don't feel like that was the issue. You said the brother don't say nothing because his slip will show he's a part of the problem. Yeah, pretty much. I saw that Andre stays quiet. He needs to shut that down. With all of them family secrets, I would have to clear my name. Yeah, Andre. Though, Andre did an interview with Kevin Sr. Did y'all ever see that? He did an interview with Kevin Sr. It was a couple of years ago, though. Yeah, he did do an interview with him. Oh, there you go. That's my thing. They never show their kids, Towanda or Trina. I hate to say this, but their kids are weird. Something is off with them kids. Child, you ain't got to tell me, because I was like, ooh, what is going on? You said, no, you should do it. Oh, you haven't saw that video? Oh, I thought y'all saw that. That video is old. The video with Kevin Sr. and Andre. Y'all didn't see that? Y'all didn't see that video? It's about a year or so ago. Oh, you said because I'm not watching them no more past the present. I can check it out. I assume everybody saw it. Towanda speaks on everybody's business, want to know everybody's business, but want to keep her business to herself. Yeah, that's old Towanda. Oh, you said you saw it. Okay, she saw it. Do y'all think that they try to emasculate men? That's what it seems like to me. Do y'all think that? Seem like it. So I'll check it out. I mean, I don't remember it because it was, a year or so ago, but I'll check it out again. I'll definitely check it out again. It's a new video on TikTok of Trina talking about Ashley, saying just because it's Ashley truth doesn't mean it's the truth. She did. And you know what? She said that actually that's old. It probably is just like circulating on TikTok. Well, Tamar commented on that and was like, wow. Yeah, Trina is always saying stuff that she just shouldn't. Yeah, that's why no man lasts on a show. They all eventually disappear. Right, a jailbird. They most definitely will send him a cease and desist. They don't care, especially Towanda. Well, I don't really think that that Kevin Jr. really, he probably don't know much about nothing anyways. I mean, and then I don't know, maybe he does, because if y'all remember in the interview when he was speaking with his dad started to mention Lauren, and he didn't like what the dad said about Lauren. And only thing his dad said was Traci felt like Lauren was pushed out, and he kind of got, like, you speaking on Mikey's character. It's like, no, that's speaking on Mikey's character. I was there. I'm not speaking on anyone's character. He just said Traci felt like Lauren was pushed out. Like, what's so bad about saying that? I also feel like it's a lot with regards to what actually happened to Lauren, because there's so many stories about what happened to her. And yeah, it's just something that they just don't want to talk about, because Mikey said that if you go Google it, he tried to say that she had an illness. And of course we know that Ashley said, she was on, drugs. So let's say he didn't want it to slip that Mikey ain't ish. Okay. Look, Kev needs to be quiet and listen to Big Kev. Yeah, he might learn something. Right. But y'all know how that goes. I think he probably wants to be around, his aunts, and you got to do what they say. But I don't think they too much fool with him like that, though. And the fact of the, matter that his mom isn't here, it would have been, seemed like they would, be trying to mess with him now, but them folks ain't thinking about him. He should be glad that he has a father. Some people don't have that. He don't have his mom, but at least he has a father. Sometimes you got to be thankful for what you got. I mean, his parents were married, like, his father said in the interview. I mean, I've been here. There was never an issue with me paying child support for you. I mean, come on now. Your parents was married. What else do you want? What else do you want? What else do you want? Well, y'all, I'm about to get up out of here. It is 1 o'clock. I'm going to check out that other video that y'all put in the chat, and I'll review that one, because like I said, I assumed that everybody watched it, but I'll check that video out and I'll review it. I will see y'all tomorrow.